Hi, everybody. Welcome back to All Right Art with Mr. Sorvery. Today, we're going to do day 3 of our cat project. Nope, there it is. Yep. And we are going to work a little bit with masking to make the ears. We're going to use our move and drag to make the nose, and we're going to use flatten to shape the head so that it's about kind of what a cat's head should look like. Let's get started, everybody. Our first step is going to be to make the nose of the cat. I've got my move tool here set to a radius of about 40 and an intensity of about 35. And I'm going to pick right here just below the middle section of the cat's head. And I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to make sure that it's coming out at an angle that works for me. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't go out too far, but makes maybe with a slightly higher radius just an area that we know that our cat's nose is going to come out from in the future. All right, that's good enough for now. Next, we're going to move to our flatten tool, and we are going to just shape slightly the bottom of the head as well as the back and sides of the head so that we still have this sort of rounded top, but it fits in a little bit better with the rest of our cat's head. I'm going to set my radius at about 40. 35 will do. Intensity of 25, also suitable. And I'm just going to start flattening here the sides and the bottom. An important note here is to make sure that you have a negative checkbox selected, because without that, the flatten tool will actually just add slightly, and that's the opposite of what we want it to do. We want to take off a little bit of the side as well as a little bit of the underneath of the cat's head. The cat's lower jaw is pretty flat to the bottom of its nose to the bottom of its mouth is a pretty short distance. So we want to take in all that a little bit. If you want to set your radius up slightly to help keep everything a little bit smoother, you can. But then when we come back with our smoothing tool, all that should even out nicely. Always find it pretty effective to make my stuff look just a little bit cleaner. The settings for the smooth tool need to be a little bit higher. I've got my radius at almost 200 and my intensity at 70, and that'll help everything come out a little bit cleaner. Although I might want to go back in and use my flatten tool just to bring in a little bit here. And this is just a practice, so we're not going to go too crazy with trying to make this look perfect. All right. All right, next step is going to be to use the masking tool. To get our masking tool to work as a drawing tool, we're going to start with a very low radius of about 5 and an intensity of about 32 here. That's what I have it, but it can certainly be different for you. And we're going to kind of draw, I don't know, it almost looks like pig's ears at the top, and then we're going to fill them in. I'm going to use my inversion tool to take a little bit of this away. They got a little bit away from me. You don't need to have them quite so peaked. And they definitely want to taper down towards the ends. All right. I've got my inversion on my mask applied, and now I'm going to get my drag tool and make sure that the radius is big enough to fill in that entire area that I masked off. It's a little bit difficult to find the perfect angle to pull these at. That's not quite right. So I'm going to rotate around to the side and pull them up like that. Check it out from the front, not so bad. And you can adjust them to get the width that pleases you. All right, guys, that's about it for today. Can't wait to see what you come up with.